5 of the 2024 NFL season had some more amazing quarterback play with a couple historic performances. I'm professional quarterback Justin Arth, here to rank my top 5 performances of the week. Let's start off with my honorable mentions. Baker Mayfield, Trevor Lawrence, Bo Nix, and Daniel Jones. Those guys just missed out on my top 5. So let's get into my top 5 and let you know who played their best football this week. Number 5, Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco had a 121.3 QBR, 33 of 44 for 359 yards and 3 touchdowns with 1 fumble. Flacco started on fire in this game, completing 9 of 9 passes, and a lot of them were down the field. The offense and Flacco experienced a lull in the middle of the game, which allowed the other team to extend their lead. But whenever it was time to make a huge comeback, Flacco made all the plays to make that comeback happen. Flacco made great plays in subtle pocket movement, even for someone who is not as mobile. He had a huge run, again, for someone who's not very mobile, and threw many dimes with this bombs over Baghdad mentality. I think Flacco is the best quarterback for the Colts right now. Sorry, Anthony Richardson fans. I think Joe Flacco, with the way he is playing quarterback for the Colts, is the best thing for the Colts right now. Number 4, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson had a 119.9 QBR, 26 of 42 for 348 yards and 4 passing touchdowns, with 12 rushes on the ground for 55 yards and a fumble as well. Lamar must have listened to my list in past weeks because, yes, he's been in it because he's played quarterback well, but I wanted to see him take more steps in the progression game and show that he can win a game from the pocket. He did exactly that this week. Lamar made a lot of big-time throws without needing to use his legs until late in the game. He showed flashes of anticipatory throws this week, and he took advantage of a Bengals offense that was settling for field goals or had crucial drops. Lamar Jackson can use his legs. We know that. We know this offense is an offense where he can just distribute the ball and get it to playmakers in space, similar to the air raid offense that I know so well. A lot of screens, a lot of short routes, but in this game in particular, especially to the outside part of the field, Lamar Jackson was throwing some dimes, and he was doing it in rhythm, on time, and looked really good going through progressions and only used his legs when he had to. Number 3, Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams had a 126.2 QBR, 20 of 29 for 304 yards, 2 touchdowns, with an additional 5 rushes for 34 yards on the ground. For a second straight week, Caleb Williams is in my top 5. Caleb Williams made throws look effortless in this game. The reads were opening up like Moses parting the Red Sea. What impressed me the most was his ability to hang in the pocket and progress through reads and deliver those beautiful deep balls down the field. And we all know he still has that Mahomes-type ability to make a crazy play when the play breaks down. He did that on a few key downs in this game, but what I'm seeing right now is eyes moving and making good progressions. Looking at a safety and staring him down to force him in the middle of the field to be able to reset his feet and force his safety back this way to reset his feet over here to throw a comeback. Or seeing really good progressions out of the number 1 overall pick. And Caleb Williams, if he continues to develop like this, I will say I'm wrong. Number 2, Joe Burrow. Burrow had a 137.0 QBR, 30 of 39 for 392 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 1 interception. There's a lot you can say about Joe Burrow's performance. Methodical, surgical, efficient, poised. Joe Burrow made every play in this game look routine. Most of his incomplete passes were drops by the receiver or the unfortunate interception. His 2-minute drill before half was a beauty to behold. He pushed the ball down the field with terrific ball placement, kept everything on schedule. Burrow is as cool as a cucumber out there. We've heard Trey Wingo talk about how he's really similar to a serial killer in terms of his mindset. He is not the reason for the Bengals' losing record this season. The one mistake he made in that game, like I said, was the interception that let Baltimore tie the ball game and eventually win. But if not for that, Burrow would have been my top quarterback this week because he is balling and doing what the Bengals need to win games, but the Bengals are not doing what they need to do to help Burrow win games. Number 1, Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins had a 114.8 QBR, 48 of 52 for 509 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception. There's a new meaning to primetime Kirk in Atlanta. Kirk is unleashing the potential of this Atlanta Falcons offense, and no lead or no down in distance is too great for this team. It's reminding me a lot of the 2016 Falcons. Yes, I know, 28-3, but it's reminding me a lot of the 2016 Atlanta Falcons. On a night where the greatest Falcons quarterback of all time, Matt Ryan, was being honored, Kirk Cousins showed out and took his single game record in yardage and said, screw that, that's my record now. He was efficient, third downs, fourth downs, 2-minute drill. He was magnificent in this game, being able to throw with timing, get guys open. And yeah, there were a lot of like hitch routes and a lot of stop routes that were thrown where a defender missed a tackle and then it springs it to another 5 or 10 yards after that. But overall, Kirk was throwing missiles all over the field and spreading the ball around to playmakers and pushing the ball down the field at a very high clip. When Kirk Cousins is playing like this Falcons offense, I almost said Vikings, this Falcons offense is very efficient and reminds me a lot of the 2016 Atlanta Falcons offense, but was probably one of the greatest offenses we, as a football culture, have seen of all time.